Hello, how you doing? This is just a real quick autobiography of me. My dad is Robert Morrison. He was born in Salem, Massachusetts. His dad was in the World War II, like the movie Memphis Belle. He never knew his dad. His dad came home, got my grandma pregnant, and then hit the road. There's my grandma. And so she moved in with her mom, Rose Ducharme Osborne. So her married name is Osborne, but before she was married, she was Ducharme. Her husband died right after that, and she was left to raise my grandma and her kids alone, mostly. On the Osborne side, we're related to John Proctor. My dad was born in Salem, Massachusetts. Both sides of the family are from Massachusetts, the Ducharme side and the Osborne side. There's Rose's family from Lawrence, Massachusetts. Look at that, a bunch of daughters. There's Jonathan, my dad's brother, my cousins. After that she met a guy from who I called my grandpa Hefty, from upstate New York. And so when my dad was already like a first grade or something like that, they moved to New York, and he lived the whole rest of his youth in New York. So he would tell you he's from New York, but the family's actually from Massachusetts, from Salem. And then she had 3 more boys. So these are my dad's 4 brothers. And my mom, Nancy Field, then of course got married. Nancy Morrison is from Wyoming. That's the day before I was born. Her dad's family has an interesting story. This is like his grandma or something. They came from India. They were a royal family in India. And she converted Mormon and gave up all her riches. She was like part English, part, looks like a little bit Indian. The rest of the family. Anyway, so that's my grandpa. So his family is part Indian and part lived in India for 300 years. English and Indian, and my grandma English from Wyoming. So anyway, my dad came to Ogden, Utah in the Air Force in the 60s, Hill Air Force Base. My mom was here going to beauty college and dressing the mannequins at the ZSCMI across from the mall in downtown Ogden. And then they decided to get married and had me. That's me. So then, so I'm the oldest of 5 kids. Then my sister Gina and Stephanie, and then later Misha, and then the youngest was Alex. He was, when I moved out of the house, I was already grown. He was only 4 years old. That's him when I was moved out of the house. So that was just during high school. So I grew up, everything before like 4th grade, I was in southern Utah. There I am with my dog. My earliest memory is that dog running away. I invented that name, Coburn. I didn't really hang out with people. I hung out with mostly dogs and talked to my mom. My mom would talk about, I'd watch her put on her makeup and cook and do her nails and stuff, and she would talk about the book of Revelations and about war and about how I'll probably go to war when I grow up and things like that. I didn't really socialize very much, to tell you the truth, with humans. I spent almost all my time with my dog. When that dog ran away, I got another dog named Muffin. Then we moved to North Ogden. And I used to get beat up between 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. I used to get beat up like every day. Lots of problems with bullies. But then when I went into junior high, I started doing push-ups and running, and I could outrun everybody, and I was starting to get stronger, and I became a rocker, grew my hair out, found Van Halen and stuff, and was a hardcore rocker. Then we moved to Southern California. California was a lot of fun. I loved California. I started playing guitar, and I loved Van Halen. I was the ultimate Van Halen fan. My first concert was Megadeth and Dio, and I had lots of friends. I was really popular. I was from a Mormon family, but I wasn't really interested in religion at all. So nobody knew I was Mormon. I smoked cigarettes and everything. Then I graduated high school and converted Mormon just before that, and then went to Spain. Converted Mormon and became a missionary like right after that. I talk about that in my other videos, but while I was in Spain, my family moved to Saudi Arabia, and most of my adult life lived in Saudi Arabia. So my little brother that was only 4 when I moved out grew up in Saudi Arabia, so I didn't really know him very much. But I got to go to Saudi Arabia 5 times, and that's really fun. Saudi Arabia is a really different place. Then in my late 20s, I left the Mormon Church a year after my mission, so that was 1993. And then I just shaved my head. I had like a Hare Krishna tail and combat boots, and got into punk rock. And my best friend was a gangsta. He used to sell crack, and I'd smoke crack, and some of my friends were prostitutes and heroin junkies, and I was into heroin and just all that. And then I met her, Melissa, and she's the mother of my child. When my son was born when he was 29. Here we are, we're visiting my sister. She was 19, and she died of cancer 2 days after my son was born. So right before, while she was pregnant, we found Rasta and converted Rasta. See, we both have dreadlocks there. I had a full beard and full dreadlocks, and we were learning together about Rasta, and I would study Rasta night and day for 11 years, first half of my son's life, just all the time. I was a single parent. I was a stay-at-home parent, and then she left me when my son was in 1st grade and left me with my son, so I became a single parent. My son just graduated high school a couple of years ago. He's 21 now. There's my son just after I cut his locks. I started him with dreadlocks when he was a baby, but I cut him off when he went into kindergarten. There he is when he was a baby. That's my sister that died when she was 19. There's my son. There he is when he was starting his dreadlocks, his cousin. I transitioned female right at the first of high school when he was like a 9th grade or something like that. That's me when I was born, my mom. There's my son when he was a baby.